Hey everybody, I'm Jenny. In today's video, I'm showing you how to make this super cute rainbow pillow. It's made with Infusible Ink and the Cricut machine. I'm showing you how to make the design in Design Space, how to use Infusible Ink, and how to make these cute little tassels. For this project, you'll need a Cricut machine. I'm using a Cricut Maker, but you can also use a Cricut Explore Air 2. You'll also need Cricut Infusible Ink in the colors Mint, Bright Teal, Rose Pink, and Pattern Splash Pad for the gold color. You'll need a Cricut Infusible Ink pillowcase blank, a standard grip mat, and some scissors. For the tassels, you'll need embroidery thread in teal, mint, and pink, a needle, and a piece of cardboard to wrap your tassels. You'll also need a Cricut Easy Press that's a 12 by 10 size. You need the large size for this project because of the big pillowcase. You'll also need an Easy Press mat. Open Cricut Design Space. I'm using Cricut Design Space for a desktop computer. On the left-hand side, click on Images. In the search bar, type rainbow with a heart. This is the image we're going to be using today. If you're not a Cricut Access member, there may be a small fee to use this image. Remember, you can always upload your own SVGs to Cricut Design Space. Click on Insert Images. Now you want this image to be as large as possible. Our pillow blank cases are 18 inches. The largest that the Cricut can cut in width is 11.5 inches. So I'm just going to go up here, and for the width, I'm going to put 11.5. Now let's change the colors to the ones we'll be using. First, ungroup. And now you can see we have this one separate, but these two are actually together, so we're going to have to do a little trick to get two separate ones. So I'm going to select this layer, click on Contour, and then I'm going to click on the pink one to hide it. And now I just have this one. Now I'm going to click on it and right click and hit Copy, and then Paste. Click on Contour again. Let's unhide the little rainbow and then hide the big rainbow. Now these are all separate, and that's what we want. So let's click on the big rainbow and let's change the color to a teal color. I'm going to go down here. It looks like I have a teal already. If you don't have a teal color, you can go to Advanced and then select one that's kind of teal. Now I want to make this medium rainbow a mint color. So I'm going to go here and make it a light mint color. And then let's make the smallest one a pink color. Okay, now we're ready to cut out our design. Click on Make It. And since we're using Infusible Ink, we need to mirror all of our mats. So click on Mirror for the first mat, then click on your second mat and click Mirror. And the same with the last two. Mirror and Mirror. Now I want to go back up to the first one. Click on Continue. Now we're going to select our material. I have Infusible Ink transfer sheets as a favorite, but if you don't have it in your selection, you can click on Browse All Materials, and then search Infusible Ink. Click on Infusible Ink transfer sheet and then Done. And now we're ready to load the mint colored Infusible Ink onto our mat. Remove the protective sheet from your mat. Open up your Infusible Ink. Carefully place your Infusible Ink transfer sheet onto your mat. You want to make sure that you don't touch the front of your Infusible Ink to the mat because then you could peel off the ink. Make sure it's securely on your mat and then put it into your machine. You'll be using the fine tip blade to cut out the Infusible Ink transfer sheet. Once the cut is finished, hit the unload button and then carefully remove the mat from the infusible ink. This will keep your infusible ink from curling up weird. Once you've removed the mint infusible ink, it's time to put the pink infusible ink onto the mat. Hit the unload button and carefully remove the mat from the pink infusible ink. Make sure to look at your screen to see which color is up next. For me, it was the gold, and so because it's cutting out the heart, and so I'm going to load my gold infusible ink onto the mat. Unload your mat, remove the mat from the infusible ink, and last but not least, you're going to do your teal infusible ink on the mat. Now it's time to weed each piece of infusible ink. First, cut around each rainbow because you don't want to waste that infusible ink. You can use that for another project. Now let's get our pillowcase ready for the infusible ink transfer. Make sure there's nothing on your pillowcase, and also make sure you have it facing the right way. You don't want to have your zipper at the top or the side unless you want it there, but usually I like my zippers at the bottom. You'll also want to preheat your easy press. There's a guide. If you Google Cricut heat guide, you'll see exactly which temperature to set it at for the material that you're using. For a pillowcase, according to the Cricut Heat Guide, it's 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 seconds. That's what we're going to press our pillow at. You'll want to put butcher paper inside. This prevents the infusible ink from transferring to the other side because sometimes it can bleed through. I haven't had that happen to me, but you want to protect it to be better safe than sorry. Lint roll your pillowcase to remove any little spots that could mess up your design. Once you've done that, you'll want to preheat the area with your easy press. Once your pillow is preheated, it's time to apply the infusible ink transfer sheets. Make sure that none of the liner from your different colors is overlapping. You might need to trim some of it off, but you don't want it overlapping, otherwise you could get an uneven press. For this one, my corner was still there, so I needed to cut off that corner of the liner. Now with the design in place, it is time to press with the easy press. Make sure your whole design is covered and then hit the C button and give the press some light pressure. Once the timer has finished, remove your easy press and then carefully remove your infusible ink transfer sheets. Check out how awesome that color is on the pillowcase. I love Infusible Ink. Now that the pillow is all pressed, it's time to make our cute little tassels for the bottom of the rainbow. To make your tassels, you'll need your piece of cardboard and your thread. You're just going to take your thread and start wrapping it around the cardboard. My cardboard piece is approximately 3 inches by 4 inches. The more that you wrap it, the thicker your tassel will be. The less that you wrap it, the thinner it will be. So it's kind of up to you about how you want it. My thread is pretty thin, and so I wrapped it about 100 times to get the size of tassel that I wanted. Once you're satisfied with your tassel, cut off the thread, and now you're going to cut another piece of thread that's going to be the top of your tassel. You want it fairly long because you're going to use this to put into your needle and sew onto your pillow, so make sure you don't leave this part too short. Make sure to tie it tight and in a knot so that it doesn't come loose. Now carefully slide the whole bunch of thread off of your cardboard. Make sure your top thread is out of the way, and then take your scissors and cut the bottom. Now take another piece of thread, and you're going to tie the top to make the head of the tassel. Make sure also to double knot this so that it doesn't come loose. Repeat the same steps with all of your threads until you have all of your tassels done. I did 2 tassels per end of the rainbow. To attach your tassels to your pillow, you'll need your needle. You'll take that thread that we used at the top of the tassel, thread it through your needle, and then sew it onto your pillow. Once you have all of your tassels sewed on, you have the cutest little rainbow pillow. I hope you enjoyed this video and learning to make this Infusible Ink pillow. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'll also include the links to all the materials I used in the description. Thanks for watching.